One stripped. Barnes up top of Chua. In a timeout, Doc Rivers.
Despite a valiant attempt at a comeback, the Raptors have officially been eliminated from the NBA playoffs.
All right, let's talk more about this. Let's bring in TSN's Andrew Damlin for more on this. Andrew, boy, I mean, the first half, things were close. Things looked like the Raptors had a chance. And then the third quarter, how do you explain what happened there?
I think the seeds for the third quarter were kind of planted in the first. The first bad sign I saw was James Harden dunking the ball in the first half. He had been kind of an afterthought for much of the series, and he came ready for Game 6. And the Raptors won Games 4 and 5 and almost won Game 3 with their defense. And even though the game was close in the first half, they weren't defending well. They gave up 62 points in the first half. And then in the third quarter, I think all of the emotions of being down 0-3, clawing back to get to 3-2, I feel like it finally got to them. There's a reason no team has ever come back from a 3-2 deficit. And in fact, only 3 teams have forced a Game 7. So in that third quarter, James Harden got going, Tyrese Maxey got going, as you see right here. He got so confident, making a number of three-pointers during that run, and James Harden was screaming right here, as you can see, after that three-pointer. Everyone's confidence was flowing, and that's before you even mentioned Joel Embiid, who had 33 points as well. So they just kind of let go of the rope during the third quarter after an emotional ride.
Yeah, it's very bizarre because I was kind of secretly hoping that Embiid's thumb injury would persist through this game, but he did have 2 days to heal for that, so we saw him dominate once again. But let's talk about some of the Raptors players. I mean, Chris Boucher, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Siakam put up a good fight. So did Gary Trent Jr., but I don't know what happened to OG Anunoby as well as Scotty Barnes did okay, but why do you think the defense was so lackluster? We saw them do layup after layup, and that should not be happening.
You're right. It shouldn't be happening. And the defense had been on a string for the last few games. Give the 76ers a little bit of credit for orchestrating some great offense throughout the game, getting themselves open shots. And I think fatigue really set in the third quarter. Siakam was having trouble, at least on offense, getting by people, which he hadn't had problems with the last couple of games. He had a heavy workload. I mean, the starting five had a huge workload the last couple of games. That block by Boucher is just majestic, by the way, that we're looking at right now. But give them credit, and the defense just for one third quarter, really actually for much of the game, I should say, just didn't have it. They weren't rotating quite as well as they were in previous games. They were kind of over-committing to shooters, jumping on fakes, giving them wide open shots as well. That's from fatigue, excitement, lack of focus. All those things sort of come together and produce that 17-0 run that really decided the game.
Right. Okay, so Andrew, let's move on from this. This season is over, but what's the future looking like for the Raptors? Because we talked to Masai Ujiri at the beginning of the season. He said they'd be streaky. He said they were sort of a team in development. They did make the playoffs. They've lost in 6 games. But what are we seeing for the Raptors now moving forward and this core of this team now?
What we're seeing moving forward is the Rookie of the Year in Scotty Barnes, an all-NBA player in Pascal Siakam. Never mind the bandwagon everyone jumped off the bandwagon just a few games ago. You got an all-NBA player in Siakam, an all-star in Fred VanVleet, who missed much of the series with that hip injury. He obviously should be back to full health come the beginning of next season. Gary Trent Jr., a young star on the rise. There is so much to be hopeful about in the future. Everyone's under 30 years old as well, so the team is just structured so well. You mentioned Chris Boucher and his incredible effort. He's actually a free agent, so I wonder what the Raptors decide to do with him. How much money did Chris Boucher earn himself with that effort over the last couple of games? But these are good problems to have. Lots of offense and great defense, the 6'7" to 6'9" lineups that were just hounding teams throughout the regular season and the playoffs. These are all really exciting things that Raptors fans can look forward to. So what I would like to say for this season is don't be sad that it's over. Be glad that it happened.
Yeah, absolutely. We got more basketball out of it, and this is a young team full of potential. And, you know, hey, Fred VanVleet, if he does come, he will come back. We know that. And once the team is not rotating in and out of injuries, I think they'll be a lot more solid. TSN's Andrew Damlin, thank you so much.